Hey guys, and welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of the Isolation Station podcast. A little bit of quarantine content to occupy your ears. We're your hosts, Nikhil and Jack. Nikhil,
Yo, what's up, guys?
brilliant. And we are joined today by two very special people rather than the normal one. We've got Jonathan Guttridge and Aidan. Bold Plant, he's down there and he's looking great. And they're both here. Say hi, guys.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Johnny's actually back for the third time.
Third time.
Yep.
No one
this
else
is
has been
Aidan's
back
turn.
for even the second time, but Johnny's here for the third time.
Johnny's here again. Yeah, we don't know why, but Johnny's
He
here
just
again.
keeps
We're not
emailing
complaining
me
though.
wants to
We're
be.
not complaining though.
He just keeps joining the Discord
We
server.
actually-
We don't know.
Yeah, we just get
we
endless.
planned on having Aidan and then he shows up. It's okay though.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah. So today's topic is about coronavirus or COVID-19, as it's more formally known as, and like the general state of the world and like our professional opinions on what's happening right now.
Our
But
professional
before we get started, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, and Anchor. And make sure to follow us on our Instagram page. And yeah, should we get started?
But what is the Instagram?
I don't see why not.
Oh, the Instagram page is isolation.station.podcast.
Good to know.
So now there's no reason not to follow it. So,
Exactly. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify. All of that.
And if
stuff.
you're on YouTube, you might as well go subscribe to Johnny's channel because I don't see why you wouldn't.
No, no harm in it. Bit of education.
Johnny Cheese.
Musical content. Johnny Cheese. JONNYCHEEZE.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
personally
I'll let you
vouch
know
the
that.
content there is top notch.
Thank you.
It's really good
So
stuff. Right, so we wanted to start off with some questions because it's season 2. We're mixing it up a little bit.
yes.
We're gonna ask the guests some questions. We're gonna ask them maybe
Is
not
this a
personal
quiz?
questions. It's
It's
a
not a
little bit
quiz.
of a
It's not a quiz. It's just a bit of
I
a
forgot to
just
revise.
Integrate.
Got my exams in 2 weeks.
integrate a to the power of x. Go. No, okay.
Sweet, I'll do that.
The only question I've got is if you could keep any animal in the entire animal kingdom as a miniaturized pet, which animal would you keep? It's like you could have a miniaturized pet that would like follow you around, like a Pokemon buddy or something like that. Just you could miniaturize
Mini
them.
elephant.
Mini elephant.
But that question
An
applies to
elephant!
animals that are
Well, yeah,
pretty
because
big
they're
already.
massive. So if I had a mini one, that'd be pretty cool.
It's better than
What
Jack's
would-
giraffe.
They got tusks. You could like attack
A
someone
giraffe
with
would be a
them.
great idea.
They got long trunks.
Why would someone want a giraffe as a pet? And why would someone want an elephant as a pet?
I
An elephant's a great idea.
It's
Yeah,
elephant.
Aidan wants
Yeah,
that.
that's-
Attack mode, defense mode, utility mode. It's good for all of them.
Johnny?
When we say miniature, how big are we talking? Are we just like any animal gets immediately made into the size of a dog?
Yeah,
it
or
could
like
be
a little
anything.
puppy.
So you can have it like really small or dog-sized or
We
just.
You could have a. You could have a. No, you could
Is
have.
it like taking Sully from Monsters Inc. and making him this big?
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
it's like a
it's-
domesticable cat, like a domestic pet. You could just have.
Yeah.
Because if so, I kind of want a dog-sized ant.
You could have a monkey.
Because that would absolutely terrify people. And it would also, you could have a lead on it, like a dog. Would be great.
Like an
That would be
ant.
roughly taking a Lego man and making him this big.
Oh. No, and that would be great. Have you seen Ant-Man? Ant-Man 2, where he's got the ant that just plays the drums all the time.
Yeah,
Oh, the
that's
massive
pretty
ant.
cool.
Oh,
Daily
God.
routine. Yeah. That's
never go
that's
to
what I
Johnny's
imagine
house.
it'd be.
But if it was just the
No.
size of like a small puppy that you could just pet on its little head, it would be great. Might kill you, but it'd be great.
I don't know. Answer.
Well, we all know tiger is the best answer. You want a tiger as a pet. Let's be honest. As a dog, just have a tiger
No.
that takes you.
Take connection
No,
to the
really-
next level.
You really don't, because like if you're gonna shrink down a tiger, you might as well just get a cat.
Whoa!
Oh,
You
Why
know
you
what?
shrink down like
Fair
a
point.
saber-toothed tiger? Then you could have a cat, which has got massive fangs.
if we're talking
Oh, that's
about
a
animals
shout.
that don't exist anymore, then I'd get like a bronchosaurus or something. 'Cause that would be
That's
T-Rex.
That's just a
Velociraptor.
fat giraffe, Johnny.
It's not just a fat giraffe, is it?
I mean, it is.
What's the big fish dinosaur? I'd want to keep an aquarium with a like little massive fish dinosaur and have normal
place
fish.
I feel like
in
there
it.
are a lot.
There were probably a couple.
That massive
all
one in
related
Jurassic
to
World.
Let me.
Yes.
Oh, what are they called?
That was sick.
There's always a bigger fish.
I
Oh
respect
yes,
the quote, Jonny.
I've got a question actually. Sorry, yeah, no, we both had questions. I actually prepared quite a few, but since Nikhil only likes his one, I'm gonna stick to one of mine, which is if you could go anywhere in time, where would you go and why?
It's a bit of a generic question, but
It's a very generic question, but I like it because it
Good
shows
one.
people's
it's just
character.
it's just such a basic question.
It's just because you can come up with a good answer other than you wanted to go into the future, get stocks, and then come back.
Yeah.
Stop.
That's,
I
that's a
wanted to
lot-
go. I wanted to go back in time and get Bitcoin and then sell it and then come back. But anyway,
That's just
carry
an
on.
awful answer. Anyway,
Very
this
cool.
is a very broad question,
I
so
don't know.
like take your time.
Go on, Aidan. You're the
don't
one with
know.
space posters on your wall. You seem to be thinking about this quite a lot.
What? That. What? Oh,
I
where would
don't
you go
know.
in time? You've got lots of space posters. Clearly, you
Yeah.
think about it.
Space time and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, well,
Space,
do that.
little packets of space time, you know.
in a
Shoot.
grid.
Well, okay, would you go to the past or would you go to the future?
Past.
Okay, now
Oh,
where in the
right.
past?
I don't know. There's a lot.
There is a bit. There's a bit more future. So
Jack wants to go into the future where we civilize Mars, and
So
Elon
do
Musk
I.
is supreme leader.
yeah,
You want to be
Elon
the
Musk
supreme
stay
leader of
Mars,
Mars?
and
Fair
he
enough.
owns the rest of the galaxy. That was the idea.
Well,
That
after
was the
Elon Musk
plan.
has conquered Earth, he'll conquer Mars and then the rest of the planets.
Well, no, it won't be
Especially
Elon
with
this
Musk.
new-
It'll be
What's his
Kyle.
son's
who-
name?
And then
How do you
Especially with
sound
his
like
robot
this?
baby.
A12.
X12.
It's an X, like an A and then A12. But I think someone's like converted it some
That's
into, like,
Kyle.
weird stuff to make Kyle. Because what is
Yeah,
Greek
yeah,
letter
so
X
it
is
was-
Kai. The A is like a
Yeah.
Kyle again.
And the 16th letter or something.
It was like
Came out
12th
with-
letter of the alphabet is L. Ooh, Kyle. Ooh. Big brain.
Okay,
I
how
wonder
about we
why
get
he
onto
did
the
that.
main topic of
Oh yeah,
discussion
that's
today?
why we do this. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Right, so the main topic, of course, is coronavirus, COVID-19.
Yes.
And I guess
So-
we have had a bit of news in the UK lately, haven't we? Because we've had
Every single day.
exit and sort of. Yeah, we
That's
also
on
have
Sunday.
news
Five
every
stage
single day.
exit plan.
That's on Sunday.
No, it was Monday. No, no,
Yeah,
like we've got a small plan,
Do we?
like short-term one, and then we're getting a new one possibly tomorrow,
Another one.
Sunday. Another one, yeah. So on Monday, finally, we'll be able to exercise outside as much as we like, which was
I
the
thought that
real
was in
concern.
Wales.
Brilliant.
Really hope it wasn't.
Because I got a notification earlier from BBC News saying in Wales, you'll be
Oh,
able to
God,
exercise
no.
more than once a day.
My main question is who'd want to do that anyway?
I like how when we're not allowed to exercise, everyone's there on their bikes just going around. But then when we're allowed to exercise, no one's going to be doing anything.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah,
it's going to be.
It'd be a wasteland out there,
I've,
even
I've
while
just gone on walks, places.
I don't
Yeah.
get exercising twice a day though, because if you went on 2 runs a day, you might as well just go on one big
Well, if
run.
you want to do a triathlon, Johnny.
That counts as one bit of exercise then.
No,
It's
because
just
you've got to
one
dump your
try.
bike in the middle of nowhere. You don't want to do that.
Just do that then.
Well, what if you just worked out a route that was a circle around back to your house with the bike, and then do it the
Or you
exact
just
same
did
route
laps.
on running,
Came back to
Yeah.
your house. Yeah.
and then you'd be able to do the triathlon
You'd
easily.
need to live next to like a river, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but
Yeah, you
that's
would.
fine. Or you can just get a bath. Just get a bath. Doing it a little bit.
How big
A
is
bit.
your
Yeah.
bath?
Not that big actually. You'd have to go back and forth quite a bit.
All right, onto the main topic. Nearly was it a week ago? Boris Johnson said we're past the peak, or maybe a bit less
Yeah.
than a week ago.
It was very recently.
The peak was like around 900 deaths a day, wasn't it? Or around those kind of deaths.
Yeah, I
Now
think
we're down to like 600, some days 300.
So past the high
But
school there.
the way they say it's like reported deaths. So some of these deaths could have been like weeks ago,
Yeah, I think
but they
like,
just
it's
got
mainly
reported
hospital
now.
ones that they're keeping track of, isn't it?
Yeah, and they've started doing the care homes and like all aspects,
I reckon if
which
they start doing, oh, you can see 10 friends at once, if they were to do gradually integrate more things like that, I don't think they'd do it on a scheme of, oh, in 2 weeks' time. They'd do it when the deaths have dropped below this number for a consistent period of time, then you can start doing that instead of doing it on a
yeah,
time basis. Because time basis, we don't know how it's going to change necessarily. We can guess, but we don't know for certain how it's going to adapt. So
Yeah.
I reckon if they were to do something that base it on
yeah.
death.
So there's
I
in
think
the
it occurred to
UK
me.
there's 270,000 cases and 31,000 deaths, which is the second highest in the world.
Oh,
Why do you think that is second highest, like compared to like every other country in
second
Europe?
highest deaths
Wait, what?
or
Highest.
cases?
Second highest deaths after the US. The US they've full centered. They've just gone. They're in their own.
They are committed to being number
They
one.
are.
They will
Well,
not be
Yeah,
beat.
they're.
I don't know why it's gone badly for them because, well, they're
I'm
Americans.
pretty sure they had
protest lockdown and all that jazz.
they
They're
had a
also.
military flyover in celebration.
They're
I
also
remember it
led
was
by a
celebrating
potato.
something, but they just had a military flyover somewhere.
Yeah, so they've got 1.3 million confirmed cases and
It is a
76,000
big
deaths.
country as well, isn't it? Was it 300 something million?
But if you got to
600
think,
million.
they didn't get the virus until after we did, and we didn't get it until quite a lot of Europe did. They got it quite late in the game, and yet they've handled it in such a poor way that it's just gotten out of control. Because
It's because Trump is just a retard. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's tried to like
yeah,
play it off like it's not a big
The
thing, and then
coronavirus
when it
task
turns
force has
out,
been disbanded in America, I do believe.
what's that?
it's just
Their coronavirus task force has been disbanded, or it's disbanding soon, I think, something like that.
yeah. Also, you see Americans with those face masks, and they've like cut off like the middle
It's
of
hard to
the.
breathe, so I cut a
Yeah, to
hole
make
in
it
it so
easier
I
to
could
breathe.
breathe
But
easier, you know?
I'm just like, well, if your
I'm
country's
ready.
full of those people, how do you expect to beat a
I'm
coronavirus?
I'm ready.
There are two very simple words that explain people like that, and they are natural selection. You have to let them go.
Survival of the
It's
fittest.
what's
Just they
rewarding
just.
about it.
It's not really survival of the fittest, because we just got to sit inside.
Survival
Yeah,
of
but
the
if they're
fittest.
going out with just,
by process of
just-
elimination.
I feel like after all this is done, like Trump and probably even Boris, they're going to get like a lot of criticism for the way they handled.
Yeah.
Because the government knew about it in January, but they didn't really start doing anything until like end of February, start of March.
Yeah.
Like we only got out of
wasn't really
school at the end of March.
until then, was it?
But they
was
were
sort of-
informed that there's a global
Okay.
pandemic coming, and they knew, like, I don't know, lockdown. I think lockdown should have been enforced earlier.
As much as they can be criticised about it, there's no trend that you can follow for this. It's not like, oh yeah, remember that lockdown, that pandemic 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do the same thing. It's genuinely everyone's just like never seen this before.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
I think it's quite interesting because it's not just going to stop here. In 6 months, we're going to have no corona. There's still going to be mild cases of it in certain
Yeah,
areas.
there's gonna be remnants of it.
Not with
Like-
that attitude.
If you remember how quickly it spreads within just like 2 months, most countries in the world had it. That could happen at any other time, and that's why we still got to stay inside after the curve's flattened. Because
Yeah.
it could just
That's why they shouldn't just like just say lockdown's over, everyone can just go back to normal, because that'll just result in like another spike. They're gonna have to just like that's why the 5-stage plan. I don't know if you've seen it. The 5-stage plan I saw online. I thought it was pretty cool.
is that the 5-stage plan that I was talking about at the start, which was actually Welsh.
Yeah, but it can still apply.
We'll get the proper one on Sunday, like the proper
Sunday, yeah.
final series. Yeah, that's another question. We haven't got the plan yet. This episode could have been a lot cooler if we just filmed it on Sunday.
If we had waited a couple of days, it would have been a lot cooler. But there is
If you
like
held off
a
two
better
days.
thing for this. Today, the day we were recording this, is VE Day, and it's also the 50th day that we have not been at school.
Is it?
When would
Yeah.
have everyone's first exam been? That's the question.
My exams didn't start till June.
Week and a half. Johnny,
Oh, it
ours
might
was
have been
18th,
today.
wasn't
I think, what was it? Physics paper 1 was first for
it? It
me.
was the
Aidan.
18th of what are we in
Tell
May?
you, I've got the thing.
I've got it on the
First,
calendar.
first was the 18th of May, yeah. So that's in 10 days.
Damn,
Wow.
Week and a half.
that's weird.
We would have
Dodged
sat
many bullets there.
A-level physics paper.
I say dodged
10
bullets. I don't
days.
know if I'm going to do very well.
So I would have started revising about now.
Yeah, I would. Let's talk about where we see this whole pandemic in like 6 months to a year. Obviously, life after this isn't going to be normal. Like, it's just, I feel like they keep talking about this new normal. I don't really like that saying, but the new normal. What do you think that'll be? Huh?
Carry on.
Wait, what?
No,
I think we're all going to be dead.
I didn't hear it.
Mass extinction.
You said about the
Massive
new normal.
function.
I said, what about the new abnormal?
Oh, that was just. Oh dear.
Because it's the album, yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So in a year's time, where do you see everything at?
Dead.
Do you think?
Well, based on how the tectonic plates are moving, we ought to be in about the same place as we were last year.
No, actually,
Mm.
Earth do be spinning, and the sun also
Earth do be spinning.
So we're
I
going to
don't-
be quite far away, actually.
Yeah, it depends where we take the point of measurement from, really, Nikhil. But
What's your frame of
What is
reference?
our frame of reference?
Do you see how Sweden have handled the whole thing?
no.
Swiftly moves that on.
That
No, I
one
was
of
just
the
thinking
fastest
about it.
series I've ever seen. I don't know, what have they done?
They actually haven't even had a lockdown. They haven't done anything really. They're just chilling.
They're just
They're just
vibing.
chilling. But I
Only
trust
3,000
Sweden
deaths.
to be okay with it. If they've only got 3,000
there
deaths,
vibing.
then they're fine. They've probably already found a vaccine, and they're just actually
Keep
giving it out
themselves.
behind.
They
Yeah.
don't need a vaccine. They're all actually immune.
Oh yeah,
Just-
yeah. Come on.
I'd imagine they've got a lot lower population density than us.
Mhm.
I'm not sure,
They
but I'd
do.
imagine they
and they're all like
But,
high
let's
on
find
the
out.
Human Development Index (HDI).
So they've got a population of 10.2 million-ish, and a land area of 450,000 square kilometres.
Mm.
That means so
Compared to
much.
the
mate.
UK,
No, but he's
compared
gonna
to
find
the
out the
UK, which
population.
has
Then.
half that land mass. So it's got almost twice the land mass of the UK and a sixth of the population.
So that they should be fine.
Okay, so how come the UK's deaths are so bad? Like all the countries in Europe have been hit the worst, whereas countries in Asia, like right next to China, like they're not like unaffected, but like they're nowhere near as severely affected as like the UK. For example,
Less
India,
than-
like we have a billion population, and they only have 1,800 deaths, whereas the UK, we've got like 30 times as many deaths as that, and we're on the other side of the planet to China.
I'd say we've
Like-
got more of an ageing population, geography GCSE noises.
Yes, we do.
Because we've got obviously a lot higher percentage of our population is elderly people, whereas China, I'd imagine, especially in rural areas, they don't have the healthcare to necessarily facilitate that.
We've got all the
Yeah, but I thought Japan had a quite aging population, but they're doing all right compared to us anyway.
Probably because they actually acted in a reasonable time frame.
Yeah, Japan, they have 500 deaths. They have
Yeah,
a
so I
very
reckon
aging
it-
population.
have they put a lockdown in place then? Do you know?
Yeah, they
Because
have.
they might have done that like right at the start. They realise that there's a pandemic coming, and they go, "Ooh,
Oopsies.
close the doors."
Yeah.
No more of that, please.
Do we have a lot more flights in and out as well?
I think we have very, very few. You know, it's like essential flights.
Oh
but
yes.
it's essential.
No, I meant before, which is why we'd have more cases.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good
maybe.
point. there would have been
Like
more.
people zipping in and out.
It's
I'm
not
not
really the
sure.
time for tourism, but I mean, UK is definitely a third world country full of third world country plus.
First world.
UK
Yeah.
shopping
First-
country.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of people who need to do business things, and
You
business
have to
things
call them
happen.
LIDCs, EDCs, and ACs now. That's the
Yeah,
technical
Jack, advanced country, come on.
Oh no, I've been got
country
What
anymore.
was it? Advanced country
Economically
developing
country and
and
low
LIDC.
income.
What I find funny is how Trump is like demanding China pay for like everything
Is
they've
he?
caused. Yeah, he's like, I will get China I will find evidence that China started this and they will pay for all the damage they've caused.
So
Stuff like that.
he's telling the American citizens that he's gonna get China to pay for something that they
Compensation or
haven't
whatever it
done,
is.
and it's like, so you know when you're not supposed to give people who are dying false hope.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's done. He's just said, "Trust me, guys. None of this was my fault. It's all gonna be okay. Just keep living." Have you seen the
Yeah.
protesters to lockdown in America? There are so many people, the anti-vaxxers. There's people carrying guns. Just
Yeah, it's just
protest.
such a messed up country. Like the people there are just such idiots.
Well,
And they don't
I
have the
do
free
kind
healthcare,
of
so
agree
if
because
they
I
get
need a
it-
haircut, so they do have a point.
I mean, man's rocking the fresh fade right now.
Oh, I forgot
Oh.
you had your parents cut it or something.
My
That's
mum cut my brother's hair earlier, and while she was doing the back, she accidentally went all the way up his head, so I had to make it so his hairline's up here.
just get another bowl out. Just get one of the bowls out, and you're good. Sort yourself out, easy peasy.
What
It
I
has
find funny
given-
is the clap for NHS thing, because they're all gathering on Westminster Bridge in like massive numbers and all clapping together, which is I just find it like
Unrivaled on my street.
my dad said that he thinks it's just a government ploy to divert the attention from like they're like they're doing all this clap for NHS thing to divert the attention from like all the NHS people dying and then just like making them come off as heroes after they die, if you know what I mean.
There was a
That's what
lot
he said.
more propaganda and push towards people saying we're all in this together. And we've got to support people at the top. I'm sure the NHS workers would much prefer a pay rise, which is what they were trying to do.
I reckon after
before it started.
after all this goes down, there's gonna be serious changes to how like nurses and NHS staff are treated.
I'd be down to go from 80% to 60% furlough just to pay NHS people.
Yeah, more for the
Okay.
NHS.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
It
getting
is-
paid to do literally nothing.
But then again, for some people, Aidan, you're obviously still living with parents, whereas other people that are
Some
furloughed
people-
are actually supporting a household. They need that.
Yeah.
aid.
They're thinking of reducing the furlough from 80 to 60% to try and make anyone who's unemployed sort of try and get a job or something. But not soon, like slowly decrease the furlough to like slowly get people going back to work.
Yeah.
I reckon that'd be okay if you were taking into consideration who that's going for, who's going to get the more money. It's at that point we're getting into politics and how the country should be run because there's a lot of that going around. Basically, right at the start of the
I
year,
think
we had
free
Brexit,
buckets of
didn't we?
Skittles for all.
That'd
I'm all
work.
done.
Solve all the problems. People are grouchy because they're not getting their taxes right.
Bucket.
Bucket.
Before lockdown even happened, I think I read somewhere France put aside something like 300 billion euros, or
Buckets of
just
Skittles.
before lockdown even happened, before it all kicked off.
Just so
whoever
they can buy
runs
buckets of
France,
Skittles.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's incredible how many buckets of Skittles they have bought.
This was 500 grams. It's not anymore, but it was 500.
Have you seen how much it's got though?
What?
Jeez, they're off their face.
Are they using are they weekly buckets of Skittles, or is it one bucket of Skittles and you've got to last it the entire pandemic?
I was given 12 cans of Coke at the start of this, and I've got 6 left.
That's
Yeah.
impressive. Mine would have gone on the first day.
I was
Yeah,
given
12
I
cans
got
of
given
Coke.
12.
I was given 8 cans of Fanta a few weeks ago, and I've got 5.
That's impressive.
And then my mum just keeps. I think my mum thinks I'm drinking them, so she keeps buying more. So there's just loads, and I've still got 5 here from the first week.
Aidan knows how
Okay,
to
but that raises a good point. How is everyone coping with the like the supermarkets and the ration? There's no rationing, but like, is everyone managing to get the necessary stuff?
We get sent boxes by the
I've
government. So
I've gone to the shops about probably 4 or 5 times, and every single time was to get chicken. That's it. Nothing else. Just chicken.
Wow.
Just a bag of chicken. Like today, I went twice to get 2 bags of chicken because I
You went
didn't
twice?
get enough. I didn't get enough from the first
You
time.
left the house twice.
No,
And you
because
thought that's
no, whoa. My dad needed to
Whoa.
cook for his thingy, so I had to get
sorry,
chicken.
I'm having to call Boris quickly.
So
yeah,
we're gonna
well,
just
you've got a problem over here, troublemaker.
pass this
Hello,
on.
Boris.
I see the black helicopters already. I'm done for.
Yeah, like the people, the food deliverers are definitely making a profit out of this because there's so many people. There's queues to get on Ocado, like thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of people are just in queue to place an order to get it. There's
I don't know if you know the KFC in Peterborough in Hampton, but the queue was going outside, nearly onto the main road to the roundabout. Like it was madness. It was
I
madness.
just want Subway to open again.
that's all I
I
want.
miss
Subway.
Oh,
I do
it's-
kind of want Mackey's.
I need my
Did-
football.
They
I
say
miss
they're-
Mackey's to a different level.
Madrid.
Trust me, when Mackey's opens, I'm camp there. I'm gonna just stay there for like a day and just.
we
Gonna
need
bring
to
the
do
10
Marlowe's Great Mackey's tour.
Yeah,
I'm so down.
the Grand Tour, that'd be sick.
I'm down.
The Grand Mac tour.
But the thing is, with again, like this pandemic's going to keep going, and it's not going to be over in 6 months. We're not going to go on the Grand Tour for at least a year. Well, maybe not at least a year. But
I'm thinking about 6 months, 8 months. We'll like start to be able to do all that stuff.
It all depends what happens with the virus. If herd immunity skyrockets and suddenly it just drops off within about a month, then in 2 months' time things could be drastically better. Obviously, that probably won't happen, but it's really, really hard to predict because sure we can go statistics and all that, but
It's never happened before, so we can't. Extrapolation, is it?
This is what the world is going to look like in 6 months.
Just need to get Elon Musk to just become supreme leader. He'll sort everything out for us.
I think
that
son,
needs to be
Kyle,
done.
or whatever his name is going to cure. Carl's both going to be the first man or baby on the moon, and he's also going to cure COVID-19.
He's actually the key to curing COVID-19.
You know, in like sci-fi movies where they say, "Oh, we need his blood, but it's gonna kill him if we take it." That's what Elon Musk and Grimes bred him for.
Is it going to
They're
be
gonna-
like Death Stranding IRL?
It's gonna be like Death
Baby
Stranding.
across country.
Don't get the plot of that game. I've tried looking into it, and it's just
It's just really weird. Like you just take the baby across country, and then there's Monster Energy that you just down.
it's enormous, and it's Norman Reedus and Monster Energy and
Norman
babies.
Reedus and his funky feet.
That's all it is.
That's very Kyle.
And Kyle's gonna save us all.
Kyle is the key to our future.
Well, on the subject of things that might happen in a very long time / be delayed, when do you think we're going to go to university?
I heard the other day that the first 3 months of uni might be done online.
I did a
That'd
survey.
cost not £9,000 then.
I did a survey on Opinion Panel, and it was from some government / official exam board thing, and they were like, "Which one would you hate the least? Starting university in September but doing it online, starting university in November, or starting university in January and having your first year run all the way through to August and immediately starting your second year without a summer break?" So there's your
The
three.
one I hate least, or the one I hate most.
Which one do you, well, just discuss. Which one do you hate most?
God,
Well, obviously,
Why?
I'd hate the one with no summer first. I'd hate
That would be
the one
horrid.
with no summer.
Starting uni in January, so you might think, okay, you'll just take a gap year and reapply next year, but then you're going to have like twice the number of people applying next year.
Yeah.
You're not going to get
But
in
then-
anywhere.
the lowest year, isn't it?
This year will be really low. You could get
No,
in
this is
anywhere.
meant to be the lowest year. Like we were showing that PowerPoint,
Ooh.
weren't we? Because least number of children born or something. Like it was it was
So do you
going
reckon
down
if-
and then it went
That
up.
was,
Yeah.
that was why they
So
kept
it's the
testing on
least
us,
number
like
of
the
people our age
stats and
applying.
the-
So we got the highest chances.
So do you reckon come results day, like whenever it's say August, same day usually is,
Is it
or what the
13th?
same day would have been?
13th.
Yeah. Say you don't get say you don't get good grades, you think you'll still have a good chance of getting in. If you don't, like because of
I
unis
think
might
they-
just.
they've got to adjust to that, haven't they? They've got to say how like there's no possible way for the universities to tell if you would have done well. But even if you would have done well in the exams and would have just flunked all your other tests because you knew they weren't important, there
Or
was no
will they?
way that.
I don't know if they will because the apprenticeship I've applied for, I was in a chat the other day and someone asked, are the grade boundaries going to change through COVID? And the response was, no, we still want AAB. Get AAB.
Yeah,
But
maybe
there's nothing we can do to now get AAB. It's just
guilty basis. It's like a court of law, sort of innocent until proven guilty. Like you have to assume that someone can get the grades until a teacher provides evidence that they couldn't have been able to get the grades, or they
I
sit
think
in
the
exam.
grades will be accurate.
Well, how can a teacher just say no? He can't get a B or he can't get an
He
A.
dumb as
Maybe-
hell.
He just can't. Or no matter how much he revises, he just can't. He
Say,
just
say you got predicted like a B in something, and the university might have to go, right, we have to assume you're innocent. We have to assume that you can get that grade, and then if you sit a test and don't get it, then you've proven that you can't get it. So I don't know. It's proven
Yeah.
guilty sort of thing. Have to assume that you can unless you prove that you can't.
I don't think there's any reasonable way that they can do it without actually having some sort of test down the line. So
I think
it's all going to be variable on how. It's especially variable because of how the schools change. I remember one of our teachers saying that there were definitely going to be schools out there that up their grades just so it makes their school look better.
hell yeah, party time.
Yeah.
Teachers
That's
getting
gonna happen.
raises for good students. Hell yeah.
basically, if you're going to a private school, you've got A star, A star, A star. That's basically how it is.
Yeah, and I know that I have not bribed my teachers enough to get those grades.
They are saying about
Yeah.
ranking students within the grades, though.
Oh yeah, that's what
So,
they're
like,
doing as well.
which student is most likely to get an A? Which one's most
So they
likely
can
to get
fit
an
the
A star?
curve.
Who's second most likely? So then they can fit the curve and somewhat standardise it across schools.
Which doesn't make me happy.
Yeah, but then that's school specific. That's like taking the mocks and then comparing it to the rest of the country. You could have done better than
It's so that
everyone
they
else
have,
in the country. But if you were less than people in your school, you'd have gotten a B.
Yeah, so that they can have the right proportions of people in each grade or whatever.
Oh, but that's kind of weird because then if you have a really good class,
I know. It's like I feel sorry for like people in my further maths because obviously I'm like the best, so I've got an A star. But other people might get pushed down,
Easily.
you know, to fit the curve.
Yeah. It's just, it's just predictions are just like what it was like 3/4 of most predicted grades are just incorrect. Like for my GCSEs, I was predicted like 1s and 2s and 4s and stuff, and I ended up with 8s and 9s.
They're the only
But
ones
like,
remembered because he couldn't count any higher than that.
yeah,
it's like that Fisher Trust thing.
that
Like, they
predicted
were
me
really
all 4s, and I got all 8s and
Was that
9s
the
and 7s.
base target thing?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when we started year 12, was it?
They did it
Yeah,
for
we
year
got
12
our
again, yeah.
8 targets, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna get A star, A star, A star,"
Well,
because
yeah, mine was
that's
A
what you
star, A
did.
star,
in
A.
year
I'm like,
six.
no, I'm not.
It's just following the data trends of saying this person is exactly like you, and that's what they did in their last exam. And you can do that with tens of people who are exactly like you. And they're following the exact same trends.
But I
That's
thought we
probably
were
what you're going to get
unique.
in the last one. But we're all unique. And that's what we need to take from this. Is that we're all individuals.
Johnny,
Yeah.
Why?
Did you see the 6-week-old baby that died? The latest victim to coronavirus.
Not personally.
Yeah, it's just on the news now. So it just shows like it's not just old people that can die to it. Like anyone could die.
But
Well,
it's
that's
mostly
because
people
these things
with
have
the
basically
immune
common
system.
misconception.
system.
I know, but like there have been young people, like
Yeah,
teenagers,
there are
like
young
people our age
people
have
who
died.
Because it can have complications.
Yeah, but
It
they're
could just
probably
be genetic
doing
immune deficiency.
rubbish stuff.
What underlying
Like
health
I've got
conditions?
asthma. Does that mean if I get coronavirus, I'm dead? Most
Probably
likely.
a higher chance because it is a respiratory disease.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's
I'll
just
just pop loads of antihistamines if I get coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean,
they were
like,
showing
what's
all those graphs about like in the UK how it's like when we're starting to go down, the curve's going down, and like compared it to the US, and the US is still just going up and up and up, and I'm just like,
Have you seen
it's
the
just
testing graphs?
those are logarithmic graphs as well. So
Have you seen
Look,
the
those are
testing
exponent-
graphs for tests in the
the
UK?
PPE.
No, for testing.
Oh
people.
yeah,
By
the
end of
testing
April,
stuff.
we
Yeah.
hit the 100,000 one, but for the 6th day in a row, we haven't hit 100,000 tests a day.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys ever consider signing up for the tests? Like, they were offering several £1,000s for people who were willing to get themselves infected with COVID-19 so that they could be tested
I
on.
can't exactly do
Yeah.
that. So
I would
No,
have
you
died.
can't.
So
That's
that's probably it.
understandable. But
I considered it. I considered it.
I mean,
I only
free
saw it
money.
after the testing, like, the pooling had been done. Because that's the deal. You die,
Yeah.
Oh, here's the graph
tried.
for number of people each day.
I saw that drug testing clinical trial thing, and I made a joke about it, and my mum had a fit about it. Like, don't. So I thought, well, I'm not doing that then. Never mind.
There have been 4,649 new cases over the last 24 hours.
globally.
No, in the UK.
Oh, and
4,500 cases in the last 24 hours. That's fewer than the previous
I
2
mean,
days.
There's
Made
probably
some
been that
lots in this
many
week.
in the last minute in the US. 1.3 million cases. I just can't get over that.
well, how
It's
many
tragic.
cases are there worldwide? Because
There's 4
3
million
million
nearly. There's 3.8 million worldwide, and there's 1.3 million in the US. So we're looking
which
at
means that US is is about a third of
yeah,
overall cases.
yeah, just under a third.
Italy has the highest deaths in the E EU.
No, it's the UK.
We're not involved in that stat anymore. Brexit. Right.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen to the US healthcare after all this, because like people are constantly making
Oh,
jokes
it's not
about
gonna
how
change.
if you break your leg, you're dead. It's all over.
It's not
But
going to change.
The
because
healthcare here
it's
is
all
going
money
to change a
in
lot.
America.
I don't know about the US.
It's all money in America. It's not going to change at all, I reckon.
God,
The
Catholic.
the NHS here is going to change. I don't know about the US, but here
In the
it's
US, when you pay
changing a lot.
4K for an ambulance anyway, it's not going to change.
Yeah, you might as well die. There's just no point. How it is.
Insurance is just it seems like such an alien idea when we just have all the healthcare for free.
Most insurances in
Yeah.
America is tied to jobs as well, so everyone losing their jobs because of coronavirus cannot get healthcare due to the fact that they cannot afford it. A, due to being uninsured, and B, due to not having a job. So
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
big brain.
But
It's a bit. The system's a bit messed up over there.
but
It's
hey,
not messed up. It's just. Actually, it is messed up.
it's
It's big time.
it's a little messed up.
Oh,
But
say
we're okay.
you see.
None of us have died yet, which is a benefit.
How do you know? I pre-recorded this.
Yeah. So should
yeah.
we? Let's call
probably
it a day
wrap it
then.
up.
Me and the boys.
So-
And me and the boys.
Me and the boys.
Okay, so thank you guys for listening so far, and special thank you to Aidan and Jonny for coming out today.
It was my
I've got nothing else
when-
I'm doing.
What's the next episode, Jack?
I think
It's Johnny.
it's either Doctor Who or Harry Potter. And okay, we were planning on talking about
We were actually gonna have Johnny again for Star Wars, but we'll save that for
We'll
down the
work
road.
there will
So-
be, he's not gone. He's never just gone.
Is
He
this
always
just
comes
the
back.
Johnny
so-
podcast?
What? Okay. What day is?
every other day.
What day is this episode 2 gonna be on then, Jack? Did we say?
Episode 2.
Okay,
no.
whatever it is, it's going to be on either Doctor Who or Harry Potter. So make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube or follow our Instagram.
I'll
Make
skip
sure you
that
don't
one.
miss it. And
You're gonna skip it?
Yeah.
What? Aiden, no. When I said you weren't my best friend, I was joking. I was joking. Please watch the podcast.
But it's Harry Potter and Doctor Who.
you don't like Harry Potter?
It's alright.
Harry Potter is just Star Wars but worse.
That is exactly what I said.
They don't
It's
ignite
young
any of the
boy.
lightsabers.
Abandoned with his uncle, gets found by a mysterious
I
cloaked
mean, I
figure.
say that, but I have got a wand over there.
Well, special ordinary kind of magic, given a weapon that is very select and special, finds out his father's actually a person of significance. It's the same thing. Meets
But to be
two
fair,
friends, one girl, one boy. The girl and him have a weird romantic relationship, but she falls in love with the comical sidekick. It's the same story.
Okay, Johnny, how about we save that for a different podcast?
Honestly,
Why
it's
Harry
just,
Potter
it's
is
so
a rip-off of
overrated.
Star Wars.
I don't know why anyone would like it. I'm going to kill John.
Dude, is that like a proper one? Because they're so expensive.
This is one of the ones from the whatever it's called, the Harry Potter place. Whose did I
They're like
get?
50 quid, aren't they?
Whose did I get? Oh, they're bloody like plastic. They're not even like wood.
Aren't they like 50 quid?
Yeah, nothing.
I don't know, but they're pretty expensive.
They were like $50 when I went to them in Universal. I was like,
Oh no,
nah,
we didn't go
nah,
Universal.
boy.
Whatever the place in the UK is called.
It's in-
It's-
yeah.
I think mine is
Anyway.
Six Flags, but I don't know.
Let's call it a day there.
It says
Let's
not
call it
to
a
Thank
on
day.
it,
you.
and I choose to ignore that.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you in episode 2.
I won't.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.